Hello. In today's session, I'm going to teach you Linux basics, everything that you need to know about Linux and basic level. I'll teach you today. And I'm going to go through a slideshow for this video. So on this video, actually, I'm going to guarantee you that once you start watching this video, at the end of this video, you will be already knowing how to log into a Linux machine and how to start off working some basic commands. And then all of the basic command, which I have written on a book, I'm going to demonstrate those ones. There are about 30 commands that you need to know for a Linux platform. And this is going to be interactive video. It's going to be on Bash shell at Linux Ubuntu server, and it's going to be showing you a number of commands. And by the end of the video, you will be guaranteed that you just could learn the Linux basics, and you will be on your way to just have the confidence that you can apply for a job as a Linux just a novice person or a person that works on other platform, and you could just go your way around on Linux platform. So it is free tutorials, and it is at MyWebUniversity, which is on youtube.com. And I'm going to teach you the learning how to learn the basic of Linux commands on this video. So I want to just thank you for subscription, and that some of you already have subscribed. And if you haven't subscribed, by the end of this video, if you think that I earned the credit for you to just train you enough on Linux platforms and maybe Python, C, C++, all these other computer science related topics that I'm covering on my channel, then you're going to just subscribe, so make some comments, and then that way I can help you further. So this is the website that I have it in English. MyWebUniversity is the channel handle, and then I have about 1,200 videos in the topic of computer science and computer science related topics. But before I did this one, I built this website since 2000, and then I have been writing the entire book, The Direct Path to Linux Ubuntu, online for you. It is about 13 chapters. Everything is written in Python and C, shell scripting and JavaScript and everything. So all these menus that you go there, each chapter is an entire book by itself if you just consider this one. Just the PDF files that I wrote a Python program to generate PDF files for the Linux manual pages, whether you're using Linux Rocky or Red Hat or Ubuntu, or generating dynamic PDF file in regards to any documentation that's on Linux Ubuntu, including like Docker installation, and then Docker related commands, and then also in Node.js and code and other stuff, GCC, G++, and Python. All of those documentation, you can find it here, as well as the one that I'm going to cover today. I will show you the manual pages. If you didn't have this website, you would have to be installing a Linux machine or a Red Hat Rocky, or Rocky version, Red Hat Fedora, or Rocky Fedora distribution, or Linux Ubuntu Debian distribution, in order to practice them. But if you're on Google, you can watch my video, and then everything on the video I'll show you as a demo, as well as you can come on my website and then just watch not watch, actually go there and practice the commands. So for example, in chapter 2, which I'm going to teach you today, the Linux basic, and the entire book is online for you. What I did, I just create a table for you so you can come in and practice it. And then for each of these kind of commands. I wrote these videos. I did these videos in the past, and today I'm going to make one video so you could learn all of these 30 commands in one video, and you will be practicing it online as well as. So if you want to say, for example, you want to click on the calendar command and say, show me the current calendar command, you are clicking on a button, and then I just produce you the output based on dynamically based on the command that you click on. And then if you want to say, give me manual pages on that one, I could just generate the manual pages in HTML for you. And if you say, well, calendar is good, how about cat command? Can I just get another command? Yes. Every command that you could type in here, you could get that information here. And at the same time, if you just say, well, can I just run another command like calendar of 1931, you say yes. I would say yes. And then at the same time, if you just, let me move this information from Zoom out here, side of here. It is blocking my view here. So right here, if I just click on the query string here, that I could just pass on, I could just add another argument to say, show me the calendar first month January of 1931. Then when I press enter, it produces the output for that one. So this information, because I wrote the program, I know, like, for example, if I just write this command, say uname plus dash a, and then I just run the output, and it just tells you that one. If you just want to say, for example, can I run the Linux command to run, get a long listing of it. If the command is not valid, like I just did plus and I did not provide it, it would not work on Linux either. So if the command is valid, like let's plus, and then instead of 1, you could say -L, that would just generate the command valid in there. But at the same time, that means that I'm not just going to allow every command that is there, because a hacker could just come and say something rm plus rf and then plus /root, and then they will just say go ahead, run this command and remove everything, including the file system on root, the user ban, everything. If they have the permission, then that would be running there. But obviously the program does not have permission to modify it. However, I want to just filter these kind of commands so somebody does not come and hack my system. So like, for example, if they say, well, what about if I could just do some kind of SQL injection, say pwd, and then say echo, and then I'm going to just say plus, and then say that command rm minus rf, I could say echo on the slash, let's say star dot CGI. So Linux command.cgi. So I could say, go ahead, delete everything with the CGI extension. So then I could say this, and then send this one plus greater sign, and then to /temp /s1.sh shell script 1.sh s1, and then at the same time semicolon, and then say bash plus -x, and plus is for a space. So every time you put a space on the query string, you have to substitute it with a plus -x, and then plus dot slash temp slash s1.sh dot bash, whatever the name is. So bash. So if the user tried this one, I just say, no, this is not allowed either. I don't have to know every command that the user pick and choose. So I just want to make sure that certain commands, or through my algorithm that I wrote, through that one, I filter out certain things. And then by that one means that my system still has to work. So if I go back here on chapter 2, for example, on chapter 2, every command that you are I'm showing that is allowed in the list I gave you. For example, on banner, I don't want to just run the banner and display it on the screen. So I wrote it like this, that you could just say banner prints poster, and it just give you some image of those banner statements. Say banner I love to play football, or a banner peace for all, a banner hello world. All of those ones will be posted there. So some of these advertisement ignore it, but at the same time, I'm just these are from Google coming in, and I would appreciate if you just go to use it, and then maybe, I don't know, I haven't got anything from Google yet, but we never know. So the other thing is calendar command. For example, you practice it and you can click on it. If I just wrote it for you here, that you could just click on it and just get the output for that calendar 9070, it tells you. So calendar of February 1998, it will tell you. So it's dynamically generating it. And then at the same time, some other command like clear command, it clears the screen. You never do the clear on the browser. So I wrote it in a way that you could just practice it on a Linux machine. And this is the example. Either you type in clear or you put clear. Similarly, you could do the date command. So the date command, you cannot run it on my system. So that way, I just give you date to change, to produce the date command, as well as if you are root, you can just change your system date. Obviously, nowadays you're doing the NTP protocol, name network time protocol, and then also you could do the cronny for cronny D, depending on which OS are using it. But these are your options. So then, like, for example, echo command, I see that, like, if we click on hello world, I produce you the hello world. Any command that you can practice it, you can also have manual pages for it. You can come back in here and do the manual pages. So I'm not gonna go through each one of those ones, but maybe through AddQ and see that, like here, I show you the example of AddQ. Add jobs, when you're running it, you could run add queue to just look at the content of the queue. And this is a job to submission when you say add now plus 1 minute. And then this end of life, end of file is kind of a doc string that whatever string that you start, you have to finish it. And between right here, you're writing your command on the add. So add runs a particular command at a particular time, and a minute, a time, and day. And then sometimes when you just submit an add job, you could also have cron jobs. But add jobs are like similar to batch job, a script on Windows. You could schedule an add job, and then if you want to look at the content of the queue, you use the add queue. And then if you want to remove the job, you say add RM and then the job name. So some of these ones I may not have to do that one on the examples that I'm going to do, but I just showed you some of the example. Like sort, for example, if you look at this one. So if I'm just doing the sort command, sort, you have to have a file already that it is specific to that to be sorted. And right here I say sort minus R and N as sort me.txt. So the file name is sort me.txt. The flag I'm passing is -R and N. N is for the numbers. So R is reverse in order. So the higher number shows on the top, the lower number shows on the bottom when it sorts it. So by default, it is an ascending order. And then if you want to reverse it and descending order, you can do that one also. And then there's commands like, for example, W and other ones I'm going to show you on the commands line here. And these ones also I'm going to show you. So I'm not going to cover it on both locations. But you're welcome to practice it online when you are looking at these files. So I just already wrote you, and then you could learn it. After watching this video, you can come on my website and practice it, so you don't have to worry about it, okay? And then let me just get back to the Linux Ubuntu, and I start showing you what I'm going to demonstrate for you. Let me see that the window right here. So this is a Linux Ubuntu server that I already logged on. So this is the desktop. I'm going to right click here and say open a terminal. And when you open a terminal, you have a choice of this by default. In order to make it a little bit bigger, I press Ctrl Shift plus, so you could see the entire screen here. It fits it, but I'm on a desktop directory. I don't want to be on the desktop directory here. And I'm gonna just go to the directory called programs and then shells. And then here I have some program that I already wrote for chapter 2 through chapter 4. I'm going to demonstrate today chapter 2.bash script. Chapter 2.bash. Let me see what is the name. ls minus l dch star. So chapter 2.bash. Okay, I believe the file that I have here, let me make sure that this is the same Linux Ubuntu that I could demonstrate. Yeah, the files are not on this location, and it might be on another location. Let me see what if I put it on the tutorial. I believe I put it on the tutorials. Yes, how to. So I'm going to, because it's a tutorial, I created there. So this one, if you look at this one, notice some of the command that I'm typing is all Linux basics commands, pwd, print working directory, and then the host name, like finding out the host name, and then ID, to give you all the information, ID-UN is ID-group name, ID-username, ID-U, just show you a user and group. So if you see this one is 1000 is the user ID. But if you want to look at the name, it is Wahid, as you can see here. If you want to say ID-G, is going to show you the group ID. But if you say ID dash group name, it's going to show you the Wahid group name. If you say ID dash uppercase G, it shows you your group that you belong to. Group and N, it shows all the groups, similar to typing groups there. So a lot of the commands or Linux produces similar output. The best thing to do is that when you're logged on the Linux machine, first thing you could do is say, okay, if I'm right here, let's say I just opened this terminal as the first time. When I say that you're learning this one, it's guaranteed that you are going to learn to just navigate to any Linux machine. So the first thing that you want to do is, as soon as you log in on a Linux machine, you just are opening a terminal, a command line. So at the time of the terminal, you just say, first say what is the host name. You're going to say, yeah, that is the host name. But let me make it a little bit bigger. Okay, so now this bigger. This time if I say pwd, I'm on the desktop directory. So I'm going to type in cd to go to my default directory. And that is the same as typing in, let's say I go to the desktop here, and desktop again, and now I am there. If I just do cd, which I did here, it just dropped me to my main directory, or I do cd tilde, it will take me the same place. So a short form is cd. cd is going to take you to your home directory. How does it know that it's your home directory? Echo $, home is pointing to that directory. And home pwd is an environment variable that's pointing to the current directory. So if I say cd to desktop, and then I say pwd, it shows that I'm there. Now we echo pwd, it's going to show the desktop rather than the home. But if I do echo home, it is still pointing to the /home, no matter where what I do. So if I say make dir new dir here, and then now I say ls minus l, that directory exists. And now I just created. So now if I say cd to new dir, notice that I am there. And then if I do a pwd, it is the same as echo $pwd, print working directory. And you can get this information also from env, but env give you a lot more information. So you could say, for example, env, greater sign, pipe symbol, grep minus I pwd, and then that would just show you the pwd, the old one that I was there and the current directory that I was there. Old pwd is also typing to the last directory that you were there. So at this time, if I want to just go back to my main directory, I could do it either cd lowercase tilde, that would be one way, or just write cd by itself. You guessed it right. So cd that will take it there. So this is how to navigate to the directories. If you want to go to cd to the root directory, then it's going to take you there. Your home directory is still pointing to $home. How does it know that one? Because there's a variable here called $home, and it is going to know that one. But also get in password, and then Wahid will just also tell you that your home directory is home Wahid. Now I'm showing you your shell is bash. You could also type in ps and you know that it is shell is bash. The current process ID of 5610, I could say echo $, and that is pointing to 5610. If I just open another a current shell, for example, another shell, notice my prompt change there. So echo $ps1 is pointing to only the $. That's why that information is like that. So PS, you can see, clear screen, PS in lowercase will give you the current shell. So if I do echo $, it's going to return the process ID of 5653. Yes, you're right. So a lot of these things that you could do, I'm going to exit out of the current shell. Now, if I just echo $, you could see that it's 5610, and 5610 is my bash. I don't have current shell anymore because I get out of it. Notice that prompt changed from current shell to bash back there. So now if I say echo $ps1, it is pointing to that environment variable. That's a long environment variable, but I put it on my .bash or C, and I put it to make sure that it shows the username, which is here is Wahid, then the @ symbol, which is this, and then put these colors. These are just doing these colors there. And then MyWebUniversity, and then another color, and then slash all the way to slash W after the colon slash W, and then the $, and there that slash W is showing the current working directory. PWD stands for print working directory, or display working directory that I'm currently on. So what is the next thing that you need to know? Once you're there, you say, well, I could go back to my home directory. That's good. I could say I am on my current directory. If I want to see files here, I could do a ls here. And that would just show all the files that are currently on your system. If you want to get a long listing of it, you just do that. And if ls-l give you a long listing, but notice there's a lot of them. So you could say ls-l and pipe more, it will say one page at a time. You press the spacebar to go to next. And then if you just say, I looked at this one and I want to just look at all the directories that are there or something, you could do ls-l f. And then notice that every directory that have that information, it is a slash in front of it. So that is how you could tell. If there's binaries on it, and then it's also like executable, then it will just have an asterisk in there. So let me just go on the tutorial /tutorial. And then here, if I just do ls-l, you can see, so cd has changed directory. you just say change directory to tutorials, then I went there. Now notice that these are all 3 directories, right? So if I say ls minus f, and then you can see a slash in front of all of them. And if I cd to how-tos, and then press tab by typing h here, for example, h in uppercase, and press tab automatically complements the string that I want to do it, tab completion. And then right here, you could just type in the commands. So ls minus l or ls short form to see it. And then if you just say, well, that's good, can I get ls minus f here to see that executable like bash.bash files? So notice every file that it is there with .bash, you can have it. Now, if you just say, what about store.bash? Can I just look at only those 2? Yes. Can I just say minus L for it? Yes. So can I just do ls minus LF multiple flags? Yes. All of those options are your at your fingertips. You just type it in and you get the output, that result you want. So on this one, if you just say, what about instead of asterisk, can I just type in a chapter and then put a regular expression here to find out only chapter 2 and 3, but not 4. So, or you could do it just for chapter 2, and then you could say, or chapter 3. So you could do those, or you could put question mark, one character you don't know, whether it's chapter 2, 3, 4, it will show all 3 of them. It is equivalent to a little bit similar to a star, but the star is matching more than one character. So if you have a chapter 2 followed by a string, a star will catch it there. But in this case, since we don't have any other file, the question mark returns it. But what if you say, I want to see chapter 2 and 3, but not 4? So here you could say 2 to 3. The regular expression that you type in that you're going to learn in later chapters, I'm just showing you one scenario here that you could put, say, it start with ch, and then the regular expression here is either 2 or 3. That within that range, when it finishes with .bash name. So that is how you could do that one. And the regular expression is not these characters, numbers only. You could put all sorts of regular expression, and I'll show you those ones with Python, C, C++, and Bash scripting, awk programming, all of those ones. Regular expression is a great concept that you could shorten your names. And also piping. The piping is great. So for example, if I just say right here, if I just say ls minus L, it shows all the files, right? And if I say only show me grep only .bash name. So notice that just because I grep out, grep stands for global regular expression print. That's going to come in chapter 3 or 4, but I'm covering it just so you know that how you could just navigate through these files and now search for it and now to display them and so on. So now if you just say, well, that's great, I know these files exist, but what can I do with chapter 2.bash? So chapter 2 file and the bash is there. You say what type of file it is there. You say ls minus L and chapter 2.bash, and notice that this file is actually read write execute and read dash execute and read dash execute for others. So the first is the owner who owns it, which is in this case Wahid. And group, since it's a group root, root has the highest privilege in this system. So it doesn't matter what this says, root can do anything with this file, could delete it, could update it, could write to it, could execute it, could read for it. So the other people that are not Wahid and not root, those are considered as others. Maybe there's a group called developers, there's a group called net, or there's a group called application. All of those groups, they do not have write access. They only have read and execute access. This is the 10 octet numbers. nine octet numbers, 3 for the owner, 3 for the group, 3 for others. And then the 10th one that is here is the identifying whether this is a regular file. Because it's a dash, this is a regular file. If it was a D here, it would be a directory. If it was a B, it was a block device. If it was a C, it was a character device. If it's a L, it's a symbolic link. So all of those ones are on the man test page would give you the details of it to see what type of file they're on there. And then you can also do a file chapter2.bash here. It will tell you that this is a born again shell script, so it knows the content of this. If this was chapter2.c++, then it would say that this is C++ code. If it was chapter2.c, it would be a C code. If it's chapter2.python, it would be a Python script. So this is a file is going to tell you what type of file it is. At the same time, if I do a stat on it, chapter2.bash, I can get more details on that script to say what type of file it is. Stat is another command that may comes on chapter 3 for you. I'm going to cover it now just because I'm there. And when I go to the actual video, I will just pass on a lot of the command that I'm going to cover now. It will be much faster for you to concentrate and learn while I'm teaching you Linux basics and then how to navigate and then make sure that you're guaranteed that if you watch this 1 hour or 2 hour video online, maybe one time, maybe two times, and then after that one, you could just come back to one of the part that you might have missed. But more than likely on the first time, if you pay attention to it, I will cover all of the options that you will be sitting in front of a machine and then navigate through on these command lines, syntax, and then know your way into a Linux basics, at least, if not intermediate. So, and then I have another video that I'm going to make next, which is chapter 3, intermediate, and another one, chapter 4. And for all of those of you that you already subscribe, you already know how many videos of advanced and intermediate and other ones I have online that you could watch it, but I'm going to just make these ones in addition to what I already have to help you better understand the concept and better be junior or intermediate or senior admin or developer so you can do your work as well as maybe find a job and help out yourself. So let's get to back to chapter 2. We found out this file is all the statistic. Notice this is going to say this chapter 2 is a file. If this was a directory, obviously, and that would give me a directory. For example, on the how to, if I say stat dot slash how to, what I'm doing here says go one directory up to the parent directory and then find this directory called how to and do a statistic on it. Just so I could show you that when it is a file here, everything on Linux is considered a file, whether it's a directory or a file. The one that was showing a regular file, it was that dash that I told you, it is there. But now if I just do the same thing, and instead of this, say ls minus ld, you can see here, let me clear my screen here. And then you can see here that this is a directory D. And then if I do a stat on it, similarly, you can see that it is a directory. So how the files are created on Linux or Unix, everything is considered a file, whether it's a device or something. So if I say ls minus ld dev, you can see that the dev is a device, but it is a directory, right? So it's the directory, and then if I say ls minus L on dev, notice that L, so everything on dev, you can see is character device or C. A symbolic link or would be L. And D is a directory. So everything that you could look at them, you could see it. So if I say, let's say stat on it, you could see that it is a directory, D. And then at the same time, if you look at the let's just look at one of those files, just so you know what I'm showing you. Let's say VCS. VCS is a character device. I'm just picking up something here. So ls minus l VCS. And then VCS, you see, it shows a character device. And then the character device of device or having major minor number, there's files in the system that will know what type of device that one is. But now if I say stat dev VCS, and then I'm going a lot about over the basics. But what I'm showing you, I want to make sure you understand a complete understanding why everything is a file and why this one is called a character spatial file. And because of this character identifier, right? So there's block files. I'm not going to go through each one of those one as example because I'm going to cover it on advanced or intermediate levels. But let's go back to here and show you more on the chapter 2 file. So we notice that if we do ls chapter 2.bash, what if you want to look at the content of it? Can I type in more chapter 2.bash? Yes. You can just type in more and it's gonna just run that command one page at a time and it will print the output of that one. What if I wanna just say less, more and less and page or commands that you could look at it, but less is very nice in terms of chapter 2.bash. You can do a less and then search it. Now, while you're here, you could search for Wahid. You just type in here. You say, what is the author name who wrote this one? You could just search it. You say, did I use a banner command? Search for banner. Did I use Figlet to write some fonts with different size? Command line, yes. Did I use a laugh out loud cat utility? Yes. So this utility has a lot of very cool command lines, args, and then while read var or anything, creating variables, you could just look at it, goes on and on. But if you say, that is nice, can I just open it in BI editorial or Vim, BI improve? Yes, you can open it and then you can see all of the file here. And then you say, set and you for line number, notice the first line of the shell script, it says user Benny and v bash. So this is the command, everything that is between line 3 to line 16 is commented to just show that I'm the author and I am having it copyrighted and everything. But at the same time, you're welcome to just take a part of this code and incorporate it for yourself and help yourself. It is not in a way that I'm not, what I'm showing here, everything, I'm making it public. So if you just take a portion of this code and just write it to your own code, yeah, by all means, you're welcome to do so. So let's say I'm just going to get rid of this extra line here and just say W key, write it. Now, if I say word count minus L chapter 2.bash, it is just showing 38 lines because I just did it. If I want to look at it, and cat is the command that you could say concatenate a file, chapter 2.bash, it is showing you the 38 lines here. But notice that when you do the cat, you could say, show me only the first 5 lines, add -5, you see that one. Or show me the last 5 lines. So tail -5 will give you that. Or say, do this one with more. So while I'm just looking at it from 1 to the end, I could do that one. Or just let's say here, you say grep -I, for example, banner from the chapter 2.bash. You could search for a string like xargs. Whatever command that you search, if it is a command, normally on the grep argument as a command, it is better to just not confuse it. Make sure that your string that you're searching, you put it in quotes. But notice in both direction, grep is smart enough. grep stands for Global Regular Expression Print. At the time of 1969, when Dennis Ritchie and Ken Thompson, they were writing the the Unix, sorry, not Linux, Unix Berkeley, not Berkeley, Unix AT&T version of operating system at Bell Laboratory. They just had a small footprint on memory. So they came out with the idea of piping, and then every command that you do here, you could pipe it to another command. So if I just say echo, this is a test, and then I just did that one. Now if I say grep -i test, then I could just pipe that one. I only get that portion. But notice here, this is the same string, so it's not saving me anything in memory. I don't need that one. What they were doing it, for example, here they say ls -l, and then they are looking only grep .bash. They would be looking for only .bash stuff, or looking only for chapter 2, anything that is started with chapter 2. So if you say chapter 2.bash, then it's, notice that instead of reading that many lines, that was the original command here, this one is a lot more, right? And instead of that many line, if you just say, you could have done ls chapter 2.bash, that would be much shorter. But there are times that you're writing it and looking for other ones. For example, if I'm just looking at here under this directory, and then I say find dot minus a name star dot bash, and then say show me all of that list, then I know that on some subdirectories are there. I could have always looked for the same string here even, and you don't have to say, like, for example, chapter 2 star, for example. Anything that was there, it would find out those ch star. But then again, sometimes there is need for it to say, well, now do a -exec here, or just xarg on it. And let's say xargs, so it's a filter, you want to get a listing of a long listing of those files that it find out. You say ls -l, and then you get a long listing. Or just run the -exec here, and ls -l, similar command, you could do it. One is faster than the other ones, which is xarg in this case, because -exec is spinning off another process, sub-processes, and then it executes on that process on each of those ones. The xarg is taking a variable with this result and run the ls -lt on it. I showed you on the other videos that we can talk about it later. So now you know your way to look at the file and everything. And let's just go back to the topic that I'm going to cover today, which is chapter 2.bash. So on the video itself, I said, can I run this program since it's a binary and it has the permission executable by the owner, and I'm Wahid already logged on the system, I could type in /chapter2.bash and it will run it. Notice it shows the Linux basics, and then from there I say, go ahead, press enter to continue. The first command that I showed you was banner. So banner is going to display the banner, and here the manual pages for the banner. So I'm going to open up a command line here, and then do a little bit bigger here. Go to this directory here, and this one I'm going to say banner. Hello, here it will write banner, hello world, and then write that one. So whatever you say, banner is to all, it will just write it. And then notice that banner automatically convert the case. I'm sorry, I wrote peach. Let me just clear the screen here and then say banner piece to all. And then that will just give you that we need peace everywhere in the world. So here, peace, and then I can also use a utility called laugh out loud cat, and then notice that my other commands are there. So I could say let's do a clear screen command, and then also do ampersand ampersand, so I could run the same command, and then while my clear command is always working, I could do this one. I could substitute this one with semicolon, would do the same thing, because it runs the clear command and then do that one. But if I just do change this one to and symbol, it works exactly the same. However, if I change this one to an or statement, it only clear my screen. It does not run the banner command. If I want to run the banner command, then I say, while you successfully completed the first one, run this one, or change it to a semicolon. But if the first command is not valid, then it's going to just not work with the and. For example, if I just type in here, clear one more thing, it says that command is not there. With the or statement, it would work because it says either that one or that one. So the or statement and the and short circuited, since this one is not true, it did not even check on the second one. But when you do this command, since this command fails, it's going to go to the or statement, and it still do that one and tells you that your first command did not succeed. So that's also something that is going to come up next. I'm going to just make it this, and then change this one to semicolon or ampersand, doesn't matter. And so you're writing peace to all. That is your first video command, chapter 1 on chapter 2 on banner command, command number 1. So I'm going to type in Q here. My program, the one that chapter 2.bash is generating this on the fly, and it gives like 5 seconds, and then it does that one. I showed you the code already. So calendar command, like you see here, has these options of the Julian format and all the other options. I'm going to show you a couple of options here before we go there. So clear screen, if you say date, it will just give you system date, right? But if you say, what is the month calendar? By default, cal command, it's just display the current month. So if you say cal for 2024, would be the same as just cal command. But if you say show me calendar 3, which is March, or calendar 1 of this, then you can run those commands. Look, I put calendar 1. I could just change this one to 9070 and then get January 9070 for epoch of Unix, which Unix calendar started the epoch calendar on a Thursday, January 9070. And that's a Unix calendar. And then it's followed the same epoch calendar. So let's say, for example, calendar of 1001, the first year that was there. So you can look up, and then you can look at also in next year. For example, next year, if you say, show me January 1st of January of 2025, and you can see it starts on a Wednesday. Next year, the new year starts on a Wednesday. If you want to say, for example, 2050, what year it starts, so you can also type it in, and that's a Saturday. So you can go as many years or anything, and you can get information. You can also get this which cal is a symbolic link to ncal. So which ncal, you can say file user ben and then cal and user ben ncal. That would show you the two files. The first one is symbolic link to, and the second one. So if I just say right here, ls minus l and d, you can see the first one is symbolic link to the new cal, and that one is there. File, and then bang $, you can see what I did here. I just used the file in exclamation mark $, meaning that I only want to type in my one command line here. I don't want to repeat this line here all the way. And whatever is the argument, pass it on to this. So notice that that file changed it there. So if I say, give me a long listing of that file, ls minus l, then I could say $bank would just run that on the ncal. The one that I want to just do on this one, list minus L ncal, it's right there, and then user then cal, you could get that one also. So why am I showing you the two? Because ncal is a physical file, and that runs the new calendar, and then cal is symbolic link to it. So used to be only one calendar command. When they wrote the new calendar, they just made the other one symbolic link. A lot of the developers do this kind of work. So here I'm going to show you for calendar, you can type in -J to get a Julian format on that calendar. And then ncal also has the ncalendar minus Julian format, same syntax. But notice that the ncal new cal highlights the current month, and whether you do it in Julian format or not. So ncal, for example, by itself, I highlighted today's April 28th, which is a Sunday. So if I just say, okay, that's good, can I get a calendar command for the current month? And instead of the current month, can I go before 3 months from this month? Yes, you can. So today is, this month is April. You can go 3 months, March, April, and January. And if you want to say longer than that one, obviously, you get a lot more until 2023, depending on how many you wanted to see. If you want to say 5 of them, it will go to November 23. But what if you just say go 5 after? So A after, it will show April and 5 months after that one. And if you say show me the next month, you can do calendar 5th 2024. That will be the longer names, or say whatever is the current month, just -A, and then show me 1 month, because I know I'm on April, so I could look at the next month after also, in addition to the current month, depending on what you want. Okay, so calendar is your friend there. And then I'm going to quit out of this one. Cat command. Cat command is very useful, and then it has a lot of stuff that you can do with cat command. And then it gives you all these flags, and then please watch some of the videos that I have already done on cat. There was a recent video that I did on cat and zcat that I posted, I think yesterday. Let me go to MyWebUniversity here. Yeah, right here. Cat and zcat. This is the one that I did this one. So I gave a lot of information. Please watch that one. But for just clarity, I'm going to just go quickly over this because you already know this. Notice that I'm already logged on another machine here. And then I could just say cat etc os-release file and then get the content of that file. Or any other file that here, say, for example, clear screen is chapter2.bash, and then say cat chapter3.bash. I could look at it. Cat -n chapter3.bash, and then look at that one. Cat -n chapter4.bash. Everything that you want to look at it, you could look at it with the line numbers and everything. But on this session that I'm already logged on, here you could do the same thing. So if I say cat -n chapter2.bash, you could say that I'm not on that directory. So I'm going to go again to tutorials. If I don't want to go to that directory, I could specify the path. I could say cat -n tutorials /how-tos, and then /chapter2.bash. That would also find the file. But because there's an environment variable called $path, if you are on finding the binary on this path, automatically you don't have to say, for example, let's say we did file. Well, I don't have to say, if I say which file, I don't have to say user bin file on the command that I want to do to run it. I could just simply type in file star, and it will get the same output The reason is because of this path environment variable that are set. But if I'm not on that directory, I have to do a relative path from this path, how to go to absolute path here, because I'm not on that directory tutorials. But if I'm on that directory tutorials, and you say, okay, so I'm here, I'm going to go to slash tutorials. Slash tutorials, and then here, notice clear screen here. I'm on this directory, so if I just do this one, the absolute path would still work. Why? Because I provided saying that start with absolute path of tutorials, and then go to how to, and then chapter 2. But if I don't want to go to tutorials, I could say dot dot, and since I'm already on tutorial, and then say dot how to, meaning that from the tutorials go to the current directory of how to, and then display the file. Watch here, if you do ls -l, there's a how to directory. So then if I just cd to it, cd to how to, I have to remove this dot bash because that's a directory. I could also go cd dot there. Now if I just say cat chapter 2 dot bash, it will just show you. Cat -n chapter 2 dot bash, it will show you. And then notice on the command lines, if I have any file that are, let's say, for example, test.txt, this file has some lines, and cat test2.txt has some lines that I wrote earlier. So if I just look at the content of those ones, I could do it. But at the same time, let's say, ls -l test.txt, I'm going to just modify that one, say vim test.txt, and then I say this is, I'm going to press a tab here. So to generate a tab here, I could do inside the vim, I could say escape, control V, and then tab, escape, okay, tab and tab. Let's see, tab. So I press the tab a couple of times here. I'm just typing a tab here. And then here I'm going to say, that's good enough. And then I'm going to say, I'm going to put a new line here, a couple of new lines above. So do you see those new lines? No. But inside the vim, we type in set list. You could see that control I for 3 times I did tab, and those are tabs. And then a $sign is everywhere a new line is coming. So if I save this file here, then I say cat test.txt. Notice that the space are showing as blank and new lines are showing blank. In order for you to look at it with cat command, you have to do -a. -a shows you all invisible characters, which is control tabs, as well as new line characters. And if there's also an option of everything here, E, that is addition. But if you just notice that when you do the all, it only shows you the new line characters with E, not the tabs. So in order for you to get the tab, you have to do -a also. And then you see that one. And there's a command octal-dum -c test.txt that shows you the file name content in octal-dum. And then this is the memory address that that file is written. And this is the file name, and then every time tab, instead of control I, it shows /t. And then the new line, instead of $sign, it shows the /n. /n and /t is also on Python and C++, Java programming. Those ones are as well there. And then when you do the catman pages, obviously it is written on those options. You can look at them. So I'm gonna just go to the next command. Clear and tput clear is the same thing. So whenever you clear your screen on a terminal, you just type in this command, you clear screen, you do that. ls -l. You can also do control L. we'll just do the shortcut. And then you can also say teapot clerk. We'll just do that one. And then also you can create an alias, a short for C, character C. So every time, instead of doing Control L, which is combination of two, or clear, which is about 5 characters, then you could make an alias C, and then all I have to do is type C, and it will do that. Because I created this C to point to a clear command. So on Linux, like the man page PWD, it shows you man page. And if you're a girl or a woman and you say, oh, well, man does it, what about women? Are we being biased? That stands for man or pages. But yeah, you can just create an alias called women. So woman is equal man. They're equal. And now you say woman PWD, and then that would do the same thing for you. So that's a kind of cookie for you, women and girls that they like to just associate the word there. You're welcome to and just create an alias for yourself and assign a shorter name or any name that you prefer. So let me just go back to I'm gonna an alias. If you don't an alias it next session, you lose that one. So but if you want to say an alias woman, an alias woman, and then an alias C. Now I just say oh, an alias, an alias. Now if I just type in my alias, those two are not there. But the files that are being read is from the .bash RC. That file has all the aliases. So if I just say .bash RC is my bash run control, grep -I alias, and you can see all the alias services are there. Let's go to the next command. The clear is there, we did that one. So date command is just a system date, and you can run the date command here. You can see the manual pages for it. Some of the instruction that I'm going to do, like date, is giving you the system date. And then you can say date plus, and then you can print out a format like percentage %D will just give you the entire current month and day and year. If you just want to get it in the shorter form, like day, like let's say month, and then percentage day, then dash a percentage year, you could do that one also. And then if you want to just say a colon, percentage hour, an uppercase H, and then uppercase a percentage minute, and then uppercase percentage D second, S would give you exact timing of the current time, which is that. And then notice that the 42 already changed to 40. 40 to change to 42 a second, because every time you talk, it's a few seconds pass. So that date is very good. Also, you could do that commands to get system date. And then date is also available on Windows. You can open a command prompt, like for example, CMD here, and they say date here. It will just prompt, do you want to change the system day? If you press enter. If you don't want to see the prompt, you just say /T, and it will just give you the system date. But type and more and other commands are also on Windows. A lot of the command like echo is also on Windows. So echo is going to display some string that you want to display. For example, if you say echo, and this is a test, you could do that one. And if you say /n new line characters, notice that it is not done because you have to put the -e for expression, and then just add that one there. So if I say /t and then say tab, and then say /t/t, 2 tabs, and then say 2 tabs, and then /new line/new line, 2 new lines. You can produce that one. Now notice that I produced 2 new lines here. and then 2 tabs here, and then 1 tab here. If I want to save this one to a file, say t.text, now cat t.text, it is just showing exactly the output greater sign, meaning that write to the file. If I just say -ta, then you can see that the new lines are showing there. Similarly, with octal dump of that file, you can see that that file minus octal dump minus C, and then get rid of these flags because they were for cat. You can see that information there. New line over /n and capital /t, but here is control I, and then inside the them is the same thing. So you're learning that one as well. What else I'm going to show you here on that echo? We already showed you some of the commands here on the echo. Head is already showed you some of stuff. So when you're looking at the file, like say I'm on this directory, let's go to tutorial/tutorial and then /how-to, and then you say, for example, cat, whether it was head. Head showed you the first 10 line of the program. So head chapter 2.bash only show you the first 2 lines. If I just do a word count -L on it, it shows 10 lines that was done. Similarly, tail of this one, the last 10 lines. Tail, and by default, it shows that. And then I just do this one, it shows the last 10 lines. Okay. And then you can also look at the last 10 lines like this, do a cat -n, and that will just show you the 10 lines that are listed there, because that is there. However, since I'm doing a tail, it is not going to show that information. But if I want to say, for example, cat, this command, then I show the last 10 lines, line numbers, I could see that one. Now, if I just say cat -n, actually, let's do this. Cat -n first. Chapter 2.bash. This is give you everything, right? Then you say tail -10. Now you see the line 29 through 38. Similarly, if you want to say hate -10, then you just get the first 10 line. Okay, so that's how you parse it to head or tail. Head or tail, huh? Okay, so here we are going to just jump into the next one. Hostname. Hostname shows you the system hostname, which we did here. Hostname also followed by the name of the host. That could change it, but host name CTL also gave you the information about your host name. Host itself also, you can give a website like google.com. You can get the IP address and host www.mywebuniversity.com. You can get that one, and if you say -A for a record, you can get all the details. So there's host command and host name command and host name CTL command. They're all your friends. You can get your system information about the system there. Cat etc host file also has information about your system. Let's see what else. So hostname by name and other ones are there. dig command is also give you later. I'll show you. The host command I already covered it, so we're going to skip that part there because we just showed you. Let's see what else is coming next. ID we already covered. ID give you all the options. ID basically is giving you your system account ID by itself. If you do ID-A, it gives you the same. ID-G group name, ID-G uppercase group name, and then similar to groups. ID-UN username. ID-U shows you your user ID number. ID-G shows you group ID number. ID-group name is shows you group name. So that is those, and then some of the options are covered. Info is like man pages, but info also has some information. So you could say info man page, you can get information on man page. Info on PWD, it shows you info. Info on calendar, it will just give you this. But notice the output is a lot information here. You can also have info minus K, for example. For calendar, you could say, show me all the matching with keyword, that one. You could also say man minus K, and then let's say calendar command. You could get the man with the keywords or man the section. So man page also shows you for by the section. You could say section printf and there, that would give you manual pages. If you don't give the section, by default it gives you section 1. That is a printf section 1, as you can see here. But if you want section 3, which is the standard io.h of header files of C programming, then you can see that it is coming from this, and these are fprintf and all those functions that are defined in this standard io. It shows there. So info and man is your friend here. I just covered both of them. Paste command is a very useful command. Sometimes you just want to display a content of 2 files together. So let's just create a couple of files here. We have files already. Let's say I'm going to say rm all.txt first. I'm going to just regenerate it. So paste, if I just want to say chapter 2.txt and chapter 3.txt, or these files, right? So if I just look at each one of them, if I just cat it, it displays it one at a time in the vertical order. And if I just say, let's say clear screen, and let's say cat minus n, notice that each one of them is going to be counted together. But I want to just say paste it next to each other. So one, for example, if I just say cat and this one and dot text, it shows 30 lines. And then if I want to see chapter 3, it is 33 lines. So now if I want to paste those two together, I say paste chapter 2.txt and chapter 3.txt, and then a greater sign to both.txt. So now I have a file called both.txt, which is the content of chapter 2 and chapter 3 put together into one column at a time. And notice that chapter 3 is a little bit more, so it is there. If I want to just say, for example, paste all 3 of them, I could just say paste this one to chapter 4 also text, and then send it to all.txt. Now I have all.txt. So now I have all.txt together, but then I could come in here, say, for example, chapter 2, and then chapter 3, and then chapter 4, and then I could just say these, and then some spaces, whatever you want to format it, it's up to you. And then just say this. Now you're using Vim to just write a very quick information here to just display them in there. So if I say set a new for line number, I could see the files or with that line numbers, everything there added with that information. And then notice that this one is host name. This one is a little bit more put outside here rather than this, because this was a space here, supposed to be a tab. And then when the word is longer, then you have to format your code to just say, well, this was not fitting it properly. Then you could say 1 comma. So you put first say set list. Notice that Control I characters is just 1 tab. So if I make 1 tab to 2 tab, I might format it properly and then just adjust that line. So let's do this. We say substitute 1 comma $, meaning from first line to the end, substitute Control V, Control tab, and then just one of them, I'm going to do Control V here again. To generate that Control I have to press Control V first, then tab. Control V and then tab. So there's two of them. Now I'm going to say G for globally, and then just change it there. So now I say W, and then let's say set no list, and then you can see that it moves everything to the right, and then this one is the only one that needs to be adjusted. So I remove one tab here because this one has more than two tabs, and everything else is okay. And this one is also more than two tabs, so delete this one is okay. And then look at this one, now it looks nice. So now I would say WQ cat minus N all the text. 5 more, you could see one page at a time, but notice that they're there. So the only correction that I could do is this tab here. I just didn't do it on that part. I could just do this and then move this one a tab. Now they're all good. And then before I save it, one more extra one is here, and they just modify. So notice how simple it is there to just make like a Word document to just this, generating it from one file. But the nice thing about this one, I could do this one for thousands of files. So all the PDF files that I wrote you, I had to write a script to generate 12,000 files on the fly for you. So like, for example, here you come in on that chapter 12 of the book, you say, can you show me, for example, the entire bash PDF file, born again shell? Yeah, I just generated for you on dynamically on my website. You're welcome to come in. This is very unique. It is not provided yet on other websites. I'm sure other people are going to follow, or some of the companies that they have already have PDF files, but generating the commands online or running commands on the Linux server, nobody, I wouldn't say dare to do it. People, they say there's too much security and everything, but I took care of those information because I have 2 degrees in computer science with 30 years of experience in computer science and IT and system administration, system analysis, and design, software engineering, and all of that things. I think I have pretty confident that for the past 20 years, I have been running this website and it's not been hacked or not having any compromised system. But you never know. Sometimes I wouldn't be like saying that I challenge people to hack it, because whenever somebody who wrote the operating system, they can have a flaw on somewhere that nobody knows. They can look into that one and say like, oh, there's a yes command. And I have taken care of the majority of them. Some of them are there, but there's 12,000 commands on Linux, Red Hat, and 11,000 on CentOS, or 8,000 on or 6,000 on Ubuntu, depending on what other application you are writing. So this, sorry, let me just stop this one. I'll back to the view. And then I was here, I was wanted to go on this one. So right here, you could type in, for example, let's say cat command. You could get the cat command and then all PDF files here. And then if you say, Wahid, that's nice, can I just go to these related links so I can get more reference, and or just report a bug or something? Yeah, you could click on it. Just that will take you to the project there. And then this is code reusability. In computer science, we call it object-oriented programming. And that one part of it is code reusability. Since I wrote it in Python, to use PostScript and other stuff, Bash and Shell and everything, to generate all this thing on the fly. And that way you could just come in and say, for example, let me get to code of Node.js, Node for Node.js. And then when you click on it, I give you the node, and then at the same time, while you're looking at this one, it's only 8 pages. You say, well, that's not enough. I want to see more documentation. Yeah, then on the link of where it is referencing for further documentation, you can come in here and say, let me go to node.js.org. and it will take you to the nodejs.org, and you could see that documentation further. So if you want to download software, you could do that one, or and just go there, or just nodejs.org application program interface API calls. So you can see that all the C++ and C other codes that are there. Node.js was written in C++ as a class, and then basically it is a server side of JavaScript. So if you look at these options or all the modules, for example, on the OS module, all the functions or methods that are used within the OS module is available here for you. So the documentation is enormous. You can always come, and for months and years you could learn that. And this documentation is just a lot. I believe I showed you the other documentation that is on my website for Red Hat and other ones, but I'm going to just click one more time, for example, on Rocky Linux. If you were looking at it, here's documentation for Rocky. So if you're looking for like something for the Red Hat Ubuntu, that's application program interface for package management, and then for Red Hat and Fedora distribution. Red Hat is a Fedora distribution. Any Fedora distribution, whether it's Red Hat, Rocky, or Linux CentOS, anything, you could just search for yum, yum.8. That's section 8 of it. And then that would give you similar to what DNF is doing it. So yum.8 or DNF.8. If you look on here again, say DNF.8, and then you will see that DNF. Then section 8 is for system admin stuff, application installation, and everything is covered under DNF and Yum. Yum stands for Yellow Dog Update Modifier, and DNF stand for the newer version of Yum. And then it stands for something, I forgot the name. I don't want to just, it is not, when you look at it, say, no, that's something chosen, but it's okay. So, and you can see that I'm giving credit to MyWebUniversity, which is my website, for writing all these PDF files. That if you're on a Linux manual pages, you have to get it in a text format. But to generate it in all of that one in PDF format, and then also give it this one, I give credit to my website, Python programming language, the Linux manual pages, and the free PDF library. Similarly, if you're coming, look at this, all the tables that I generated in Apache and JavaScript and other stuff that I did for you, cascaded style sheet stuff. So if you look at the Red Hat, obviously for Red Hat Enterprise section 1 through section 9, all of that 12,000 commands are there. And then if you're looking for like something like cat command, you say cat.1, then you could see that if it is a section 1, it will just display. Then if it is some other section, it will just do the other section. So don't do cat.1 that way. You could just see all of the options that are there. There's 34 of them though, just there. So the way you could just say here, if you come back here and say, let me just do it faster here. I'm already here. Say man cat, and that's section 1 already. So yeah, you could do a cat 1.1 and just get the section 1 of that one. Control F and say cat.1.pdf. And then right here, there's 6 of them. So you just keep clicking till you find the cat.1 there, and then bzcat, and then the 6th one, pwdcat. And then I think the zcat might cover it. Sometimes there are symbolic link to the other one. Yeah, if it is a symbolic link to it, then you will find it in the list of same command with covering more than one. So cat is bz cat. And then let's see on the Linux Ubuntu, if you search for it, which I just did right on the command line, you could do Control F and then say cat command, cat.1, and then let's see if cat.1 is there. Yes. So this is why it's showing there, and then on the manual pages of Ubuntu, you can see cat1 pages there, and I produce it there. So there might be a slight kind of information on one or versus the other one, that those are the 80% that compatibility, or that whether you use Unix or Linux or Rocky, CentOS, Ubuntu. On Unix and Linux, Unix, for example, Mac OS X is BSD based, and then Solaris is also BSD based. There are Unix, HP AIX is Unix, AIX is Unix. But on the Linux, on the whether you use Rocky, Red Hat, Ubuntu, OpenSUSE, whichever one you use, there's about 80% of the command that you learn on these chapters are going to be interchanged on the other ones also. You can use it. Some of the utilities, file managers, and package installation, those other ones are different. So let's go through the training of the rest of them, because this video is getting really long. But if you spend 2 hours on this video, I guarantee you that you're gonna just be happy with it, and that it would worth your time that you go sit down in front of a machine. You're gonna just help yourself. So this is the PS command is shows you the process on the system, what the process are running minus EAFA and other ones are showing. And notice that there's a syntax for the PS command to run it in BSD, which is -AU without -A, PS UAX, and then there's all other ones with the E and process name -P, and then E for everything, and F for files and all that information. So in order for me to see the process, I showed you this PS command by itself. If you say, show me everything, all the files and all, it will show you the actual processes. If you say PS minus EFA, grep minus I Wahid, show me all the process for Wahid. PS minus P, a particular process, you can say system D is process 1, and you can run top one, the process ID 1 also, or sorry, top minus P1, that will just open the system D process. And then say top minus U root, you can run all the process with root. And top minus U Wahid, you do that one Wahid. So now if you just translate all those top commands to say PS minus EFA, grep minus I Wahid, I get all the process for Wahid. And then grep minus I root, and all the process for root. So you can do a lot of stuff with PS minus EFA. And then on some other video that I'm going to cover those commands separately, I'll cover each of these ones with all the flags. This video would be forever if I just cover all the options there. PWD, we already showed you print working directly earlier. I'm not going to cover that one again. So let's go to the next one, which is a uname. Uname, we already covered it. I believe I did type it, but now let me just do it. Uname minus A shows you your system. Uname minus S give you the system. Uname minus O, operating system and version. Uname minus R, revision. Uname minus -P for platform. Uname minus machine type is also x86, 64, and uname and --help will give you all of them with a short name and a long name. So like, for example, uname -S is give you system name. Uname --kernel name would be the longer names. So sorry, uname and -S give you this. Uname and --kernel name. I think I mistyped it earlier. That's why. So uname --help is your friend. You could just get all that option there. Next one is less command. I already covered less. Less than page is the same. So you could also search for those words we showed you. And then this is an option for it. Less is the opposite of more. And less command we already covered and extensively. So I'm going to skip those ones that I covered. You are welcome to just watch the video and find out. Man page we already covered. So this is good. We're on 18 and there's 12 more left. I'm going to cover make directory. I'm going to just cover that one now. Clear screen and make dir a new dir. I just create a new dir. And then if I just want to see the name, ls minus lt. So if I say make dir1 and dir2, because dir1 doesn't exist, it does not allow me. If I want to just create it the same path, I have to say space path. Now it created both dir1 and dir2. So both of them are there. If I just do only dir, it will show that its contents is dir1. So now if I say rm dir new dir, because it's empty, I can remove it. Rm dir1 is going to say it's not empty. In order to delete that one, I have to delete dir2, and then now dir1 will also be deleted. And then you can also do a rm minus rf recursively, but be careful on those ones because sometimes if you're not sure of what to delete, you have to double check yourself. So this is make dir stuff, and then more is we already covered on this one. It's just basically content of like cat command, and more is just display one page at a time. And you have those all those flags to practice with it. I'm gonna page is not a command. It's that's why the what is section is not going to find it. So if you do which page, it is not there on the old Linux command. This was either binary or an alias. So you can create a page as an alias to point to more, for example. So instead of typing more, you say page, let's say chapter2.bash. Then you can just one page at a time. So since I created a page as an alias, if you say, sorry, alias page, if you say which page, it's not a command. Man page, it's nothing appropriate. So that's not a command, but it's an alias. So page of chapter3.bash, it will just do a more on the chapter3.bash because we assign it there. Let's see what else. dig is for just running a host name information. So dig google.com. You can see that it gives you a record of Fed and all the host name. Similarly, if you want to say, for example, let's say instead of Google, you could say www.google.com. And then this one is almost similar to NS lookup, but dig has further information that you can do with similar to host, and these commands are for network. And then on other topics, I will cover more of this. And then here it's all the flags and options that you can practice with it too. And name server lookup I just showed you, but I'm going to show you a couple of more. NS lookup, you could say minus query is equal a record. A record of google.com, it will show you the google.com. If you say, and show me the CNAME, canonical name, and you could get that or aliases. Or show me the MX record, mail exchanger record for it, it's going to show you that. And if you say, what about if I just do it by itself, can it give me that information? If you don't give anything, it is going to go to a prompt. Here, you could just type in help. It's not going to give you anything, but you say, well, give me an IP address, google.com. It will just give me information on this one. Search for, let's say, oracle.com. It will do that one. IBM.com. It will just run the query on those one. IBM.com. And then give you IBM. www.mywebuniversity.com. It will give you that. MyWebUniversity.com. I must have typed it wrong. So, and here you type in exit to get out. You could also do it on the command line. So you don't have to go to the session. Add ORM, I already covered it when we went to chapter 2 of the book, add ORM and add Q. So I'm going to skip that one. And then that's for the add jobs. And then add queue is also the same, I just mentioned it. And then sort we already covered also. So sort is to sort a file or by ascending order or descending order. Those options are there. And then touch is to create a file, with a simple file. If you just say type this file, now I just create this file. It is the 0 byte by default, and then a timestamp of the current timestamp. Next time I attach the file, it will be that timestamp. If I just remove this file, and then sometimes on programming, you could edit the file, and then statistically the file changes. So attach this file, start this file, you can see that the birth of this file was what time it was created. At the time, and so tomorrow, if I attach this file again or modify it, add some lines to it, then the timestamp and all of that information change. But if I don't do anything, I just touch it, then if I'm building a C program or something, the make utility says, oh, this file was touched, let me recompile all the source code to generate the object file and executable. So for developers, they know what they are doing to attach command whenever they need to play around with it. So touch is there, and then command number 29 is W. W is just because they stand for Wahid. No, W just give you like one character command, and that just the shortest command that you can type, and that it actually shows you who's the current user logged on the system. W minus I is supposed to give you the IP address also to show you, and then W and dash A, since it's not an option, you could see all the flags there. The no header, dash U, current users, and short names and everything. So W and dash short name and W dash H on the information. W by itself giving more header information. Okay, so W is similar to who, and then who is coming next. So if you say who by itself, it's going to show who's logged on the system. Who minus R shows you the run level. Run level also gives you the run level command. Get system ctl get and dash defaults also shows you the run level. System ctl get dash default one. It's not plural. Get dash default is singular. So graphic that target is run level, and run level 5 is graphic target. So when you say run level, it shows you run level 5, and who minus R also shows you run level 5. Okay. So let's just go back to this video, this session, and then I'm going to say next. And then the last one, who, I already covered that one, shows you who's logged on, and who minus R shows you run level, and then W was also shows you the current user logged on. And these are the options that you can play around with it. I hope you enjoyed the video, and we're done with chapter 2. Next chapter is going to come on chapter 4. And just to recap on this presentation, I mentioned that free tutorial, but I'm going to just have this video. This is going to be the thumbnail, and this video is going to just watch it. And if you have any question, please make comments so I can understand that what part I missed, and then what part next time I can concentrate for your further help when I do chapter 3. So chapter 3 will come next, and chapter 4 will come after that one. But in addition to all of these topics that I'm covering it, obviously, if you go to the YouTube channel, there's a lot here. And if you're from Afghanistan, Iran, or Tajikistan, I also have the Persian version of my web university in Farsi, which I was born in Kabul, Afghanistan, and I'm very proud of being Afghan descent. And then that I was born there, and then I was raised up until I was about 18, 19, and then left Afghanistan during the Russian war and came back. I was in Pakistan, and then I came in New York, City College of New York in '87. I started City College of New York and started computer science back then there. And I got my bachelor and master and from Cal State Fullerton. I moved from New York to California, and then in California I got my bachelor of computer science, bachelor of science, and then master of science. I have taught courses at Cal State Fullerton, National University, a Computer Learning Center, Pasadena City College, and more than 8 years part-time as well as full-time for the past 30 years. I have done programming, system engineering, administration, database, consulting, and software engineer, as I mentioned. And then in the past 22 years, I have been working for NASA Jet Propulsion Laboratory. In the last 8 years, I have been enterprise system analyst. So I'm making these videos for you to enhance your career and help you and help the community. God bless you all. I hope you enjoy it, and I hope you subscribe and make some comments so I can further help you better. Together, we can always make a better community, better city, better country, and better globally entire world. Have a good one. Take care. Bye-bye.